this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with some tags and I thought let's do some different tags for junk journals. So by different tags for junk journals, I'm meaning really, let's do horizontal tags or sideways tags. You know, we always kind of make upways vertical tags, and I thought let's do some that are sideways on. This was actually a viewer request, and I'm so sorry if you are watching and you were the lovely lady who, it was quite a long time ago that you said, oh, I would really love to do some sideways on tags because you'd like to see some different ideas for tags. I do apologize because I actually can't remember who it was who actually requested it, but anyway, it's in response to your request. So yeah, so what I've got here are some tag bases, which I've already obviously cut out. So just to kind of spare you the pain of watching me kind of just cut tag shapes. So I've got a couple here that are from Collage Masterboards. So, and the reason why obviously these ones were lending themselves to this project is just because I had this little bit of text on them, which happened to be sideways on. So I've got those ones there. And then I've got these ones, which are from the painted book page, which we made some bits from the painted book page a little while back. And again, they just happened that, you know, these are now sideways on to the text. So I thought, again, you know, they're going to work really nicely for this. And then what I thought we could do is I've got some frames here. Now, I have talked about these in a different video, I know, recently. And, you know, I do apologise because I'm not sure whether that's gone up yet or whether this one will go up first. But I've got these frames. Now, I've got these frames online a long time ago, so I'm so sorry. I do not remember where I got these, I'm afraid. I'm always keeping my eyes out for things like this, though, to stock in my shop on my website. I haven't found any that are particularly brilliant value, I have to say. So as soon as I find some that I think are pretty good value, I will try and stock something like this in my shop. But as yet, I'm, you know, struggling to find anything that's going to be, you know, yeah, good value, basically. But I have got these frames. Now, these ones are very, like, what's the word? Intricate. So the bits for gluing are very tiny, if you see what I mean. Like very, you know, skinny, yeah, skinny bits in between the gaps, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to be very messy in that I'm going to put the glue on my finger and kind of like go over it like this. So again, I apologise for if anybody gets offended by that. I know that I did glue on my finger, you know, use my finger once before. And, you know, one or two people perhaps didn't like that. So I do apologise, but that's just the method that I think is going to be the neatest to get it around these very intricate frames. And then I've got some more solid filled-in frames. So, of course, they're not going to be, you know, too much of a problem. And then what I've got is I've got these gorgeous images. Now, these are just from book pages. It was a book, you know, that I've had in my stash for quite a while. Again, I have had book page bundles on my website. I don't know whether there's any in there currently, but, you know, it might be worth hopping across there and seeing if there are. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to make our topper pieces from the book pages with the frames so that we've got these lovely images to then put onto, onto our tags. So they are good size images on these books. They're just perfect for these frames. And that was just, you know, fluke, but they just happen to be, you know, a good size. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of like overlay them like that and then just cut out around them before gluing. Only because that's going to save me having to cut them like to the shape of the frame, if that makes sense. So that way I know that that's, you know, that just slots there at the back of the frame. Now I could do with just trimming that side down fractionally like that. Okay, so I'm just going to do that for all of the images. Now this book page is just ivory, so you know you could coffee dye this, to be honest. In fact, I have got some coffee dye just behind my desk, so perhaps we'll do that. Now I'm a little bit concerned because this book page is quite porous. So by that, I'm saying, you know, the coffee is likely to soak right in and therefore potentially it could look very, very dark on the page. So I'm going to use my usual method that I sort of like these days, where I coffee dye from the, you know, from the cup with a wipe. Now this is a wet wipe. So, you know, it's not been dried out or anything. And I think this is quite a good way to, I'm just seeing whether I want to use this portion for anything. So, I mean, that's quite nice. Now these frames, these intricate ones, they tend to be a little bit more, you know, vertical in style. So I just want to make sure that I'm picking a couple that are more universal. So, you know, that they're going to be able to be tipped on their side and not look really strange. So let me just sort my frames quickly before we get started doing this. Oh, that one is, yeah, that's a definite vertical one as well. So is that. Oh, I've not picked a very universal sort of set of frames now. So, right, well, I've got those ones. That will do. And this one I could always, you know, I could always get away with, I think. So, yeah, we'll just go for those. So I'm just going to try a little tiny dab of this coffee. I don't want to kind of like go too mad, because if, like I say, it just soaks into the paper, I don't want it kind of ruining it. Well, I think that's okay. So I'm just going to go over these pages quite lightly with the coffee dye. Okay, like that. I mean, I don't mind them brighter, but yeah, maybe I think the coffee dye sort of works slightly better. So just go over those like that. Okay, so that's 2. Right, let's find another one. So let's have a look. I mean, that's not too bad. It's not the most attractive building, it's got to be said. Neither's that, to be honest, so I might get rid of that. Not use that one at all. Obviously, I did use the other buildings that were on there, so it's not, you know, it's not all a waste. Right, so this one, I'm thinking I could probably get 2 from here. So, yeah, I'm going to just take this now. Because these frames are very intricate, what I'm going to have to do is cut these way down. So hopefully they're going to literally sit inside that, yeah, that frame. So I could very easily muck these up, it's got to be said. So I have to be a little bit careful. So what I might do is actually just even fold these over where they need to be now. So that one, and then this way, just fold that down there. Okay, like that. So I just snip that down that way and snip it down this way. Okay, right. Let's have a look. Okay, I've just got a little tiny bit here that needs snipping off, so I'm just going to go along there. Hopefully now that's going to just fit. Yeah. So I will need to trim up that other one that we did. I might not coffee dye this one. I might leave this kind of brighter. I think that looks quite nice. So that's those, and then, oops, left my wipe on there, making that really soggy. So I'm just going to put these over my hot glue gun, so hopefully that will help them to dry a little bit quicker. So I just like lay them over there. Okay, right. Let's have a look now at the next one. So this one's got a much bigger opening. So yeah, let's do that one there. Oops. Right, so again, just snip this down. Like that, and here, like that. Oh my goodness me. Right, I have to be very careful here, because I could really muck this up and end up, you know, cutting it smaller than the the space that I need to obviously glue it into. So again, I think the best way to do it is from the reverse and just then cut it from there, because that way I know that it's definitely going to be fitting into that frame. So like that. Okie dokie, right. There we go. Oh my goodness, isn't that one gorgeous? I love how that one looks. So I might not coffee dye that one either. Now, did I have 4 or did I have 5 tag bases? Let's just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I'll do one more. So I'll just get rid of the scraps off the book page. Let's just see what other image. Yeah, I mean, these are probably better. Portrait. I've got that one. It's not too bad. Let me just see. I've got another one of these. Oh, no. Let's just check. Are these the same frame? They are, aren't they? I know it sounds really weird, but you know, kind of looking at them, I thought, are they? Are they the same? Yeah, they are. But at first, I wasn't quite sure. So I'll just take this one down like this. So yeah, let's just cut that down. Now I don't have to be so careful with these frames because of course I've got a lot more frame type, you know, solid area to work with. So I don't have to worry so much, you know, that I'm going to cut it sort of too small. There we go. So that one's like that. Okay, so let's get rid of those little scraps to the side. Right, so what I need to do, I'm going to just quickly put my coffee dye back out of the way because I've kind of finished with that now. Right, so we need to glue our pictures onto our frames now. So let's get my glue. Now, what I like to do is glue round the very edge of the picture. Oh, this is where I'm now going to have glue problems. Not used this glue yet today. I have been doing something else, but I was using different glue. Oh my goodness, come on. Oh, I do hate it when things let you down. Come on. Okay, right. So, yeah. Let's just get that. So I like to go around the outer edge like that and then go around the inner edge of the frame like that. And that way, hopefully, you're getting glue down on all of the, you know, vulnerable edges. And by vulnerable edges, I just mean the edges which are likely to lift at all. So I'm just going to pull this round and then pop that down like that. Okay. And then let me get my dry wet wipe now and press that down. And the only reason I'm doing it with the dry wet wipe is just because if there's any glue seeping out around the picture, the wet wipes, of course, you know, mopping that up. So there we go. And then just go in at the back like that. Okie dokie. So that's that one. Looks very cute, doesn't it? So let's get this one. Right, this one's going to be a much more tricky operation because I'm trying to sit this into just this very small bit. So I have to be a bit more precise with my glue. Right, oops, like that. And then what I will do is I'm just going to go round with my finger and just spread that glue down. And the reason I'm doing that is because when I press it down, that glue is all going to come seeping out. And obviously if it's got too much, there's going to be a lot to seep out. So like that, okay. Hopefully got that more or less in place. There we go. So then again, taking that dry wipe, press that down at the front. Okay. There we go. and then just press it down at the back like that. So absolutely gorgeous. And then we've got this one here. So again, I don't think really there's much in the way of overhang here. Oh, there is more than I thought actually. So yeah, so I will do that method of going just around the very edge of the picture. Don't need to worry too much because, you know, this isn't such a solid frame. Oops. Like that. Okay. Now just going to mop that glue with my finger, just like we did on the other one that was quite thinnish. And then we're just going to take our frame and just wipe up like that. Take the picture, take the frame, and then just sit the frame down on top of the picture. So, I mean, I just think if you've not got much to play with, i.e., you know, you're working with quite an intricate design, which, you know, sometimes you can, like with things like, you know, die cuts, if they're very intricate dies and things like that, then for me, I think the best way is just to use my finger. So try and spread the glue, you know, as thin as I can, and then just spread it with my finger. And, you know, obviously you could use a brush, that would be a bit less messy. I mean, for me personally, I just, yeah, I couldn't be bothered with all the messing about of using a brush. So I find my finger works best. But, you know, of course, use, you know, whatever it is that you find works best. So this is the one, oops, just had a bit of glue on there. This is the one that we coffee dyed, or one of the ones that we coffee dyed. So we're going to just use this one. And obviously this is going on to a much more solid filled in frame. So again, glue around the outer edge of the picture, around the inner edge of the frame. Again, just going to kind of like drag that around just so it doesn't seep out around the picture. I'm not so worried about this side because this will seep out, you know, not in the center of the picture, if that makes sense. You know, the seepage is more likely to be going outside rather than into the picture. So we just then press that down, mopping that around like that. Okay, and then just, yeah, pick that one up. Oops. Just again dab those around. Press that down. I do like them coffee dyed. They are very, very nice, aren't they, when they're coffee dyed. So then we've got the final one. Now this one, I'm not sure whether we're going to use this oval frame, which I do think is rather nice. Well, would I be able to actually cut that is the question. Or shall I just, you know, be a wimp and just go for this? I might have to just be a wimp, to be honest. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's my door. Hang on. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. So we are later that same day. My mum and dad, they had called, and yeah, I've been for a coffee now with my mum and dad, and yeah, I'm now kind of back to finish off our tags. So what did I do? I quickly obviously put the remaining ones in the frames. I think there was just one left to go into the frame. So I've got my 5 pictures there of the buildings in the frames. So let's have a look and see what we've got. So I've got these gorgeous green painted tags, which I thought would just look so pretty with these lovely buildings, you know, in the frames. And so what I'm going to do is probably mix in some of my, so this is some of my steampunk in the browns and the, you know, the beige kind of tones. And I thought that would look pretty awesome with the green and the frames. So let's have a look. Now I've also got my large birdhouses. Now, yes, you may be thinking, well, they don't look very large to me. That's because these large birdhouses, you actually get just, you know, this is one page. So what I've done, I've printed these 4 to a page so that I've got, you know, much smaller images. Now, I'm just going to cut out a couple of the bits. Now these are very, very, very small now. Obviously they are sold as large birdhouses, so you know they're very, very large when you get them. But yeah, I've obviously printed them so they're now very, very small. So I'm going to probably struggle to actually cut out any of these, but I'm just wondering whether I could have a birdhouse in the background. It's probably a bit weird, but yeah, probably a bit weird. But I will just take one or two of the little accessory pieces just in case I want to have those. Oh, and it's so weird because, do you know, when I stopped filming, it was, you know, reasonably nice outside. Oh my goodness, when we went for our coffee, it was absolutely freezing. So yeah, I've come home and I've had to now get changed. I've put my tights on. I was kind of in a sort of summery type dress with a cardigan. I've now put my tights on, you know, yeah, just going for the much more wintry look now. So, and I can't remember now whether I actually said already, but yes, I film my videos ahead. So, you know, I do apologise if you live in the UK and you're thinking, what is she talking about? I filmed this ahead. So, you know, when I filmed it, it was like the tail end of the summer. But it could go up at any point, so who knows what the weather will be doing by the time it goes up. So let's use just this one here for this tag. So I'm just going to move all these bits out of the way so they don't all get mixed up. Now it probably doesn't really matter which one of these I use, but I'm going to go for this one, I think. Now on here I've got this clock. Now I'm not sure that I'm going to make a very good job of cutting it out, it's got to be said, but I'm going to just attempt it. I'm not the best at cutting out circles, so let's just, oh my goodness. I feel like it's not really going well already, to be honest. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Right, okay, so yeah, so we can have that there now. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. And then I've got lots of little roses and flowers and things, so I'm thinking maybe cut out these, or I've got sort of more red flowers, so let's just take the red ones, I think, actually, maybe for this. Although, to be honest, I do always then think, oh, red and green looks like Christmas. So yeah, we'll just kind of see how this is going to look. I definitely don't want it turning into Christmas colours, which I think happens very quickly once you start putting, you know, reds and greens together. They very quickly can, you know, veer onto Christmas appearance. So yeah, let's just take that. Okie dokie. Who knows, maybe it's actually near Christmas now that I've uploaded the video. I don't know. It's obviously not near Christmas now while I'm filming the video. So this was overhanging the edge of the page because whenever I print on this very thick card, my printer likes to just suck it through, you know, kind of like a bit weirdly at the start. So actually, I don't think that one was on the edge of the page. It might have been a bit, actually. Oh, I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, this one's proper off the edge of the page. So let's just take this and cut around there. Okay. And then, yeah, let's just take this one. Right, okay, so this one could either have it like that, as if it's kind of like tucked in, could have it behind there, though to be honest, yeah, you can't really see it to be fair, so I think probably it would need to go here. Yeah, something like that is what I'm thinking. So let's just quickly ink this up a little bit. Now, what's happened to my ink pad in the space of me being gone? Oh my goodness, what's going on? There we go, it's under there. Right. So I'm going to ink this. Yeah, it's so chilly, honestly. I've now got this long sleeve dress on and things and my tights, and I'm actually sat here still very, very chilly. So I don't know quite what's going on with the weather, but it's definitely deteriorated. Okay. And then I'm just going to go around the edge of my tag just with the brown. So this is Vintage Photo. And then I'm just going to go around the back because, of course, you know, it's a tag. So you're going to potentially see the back of it when you're writing on it. Okie dokie, like that. So then what we're going to do is have this on here. Now, like that. Okay, and then... yeah, just going to kind of like put the roses around next to it. Now I'm just wondering whether I want to have it actually onto some paper. So let's just see whether we want to have any of this or anything in the background as well. It just kind of brings a little bit more interest really to the tag. So, oops. I mean, you know, it's fine without, but I think it just makes it a bit more interesting. Okie dokie. So that one. Then get my dry wipe. And just then spread that glue out. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? Like that. Now for this, to glue this down, I'm going to glue it pretty much how I, you know, glued the pictures. So I'm going to glue it here in the centre, like that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to dot a few bits of glue around, like on the sort of more solid pieces, or places, perhaps I should say. And then I'm just going to take my finger and spread it all over, so that hopefully when I press that down now, it's caught a lot of the sort of trellis work, you know, like that delicate sort of frame type portion. So like that. Okay. I mean, to be honest, could have put that on some lace actually. I'm thinking maybe some lace for the next one. Although that was the most delicate one that I did have. So yeah. Right, now I'm going to have the clock on there, and then this rose I will just have, yeah, to the side of there. So I'm going to put this down with the hot glue. Okie dokie. So, oops. Now why is my hot glue now not coming out? It's been on for a few minutes. I'm surprised it hasn't warmed up sufficiently. Oh well. Right, okay. Let's try again. Make sure I've got the flower up the right way. Okay, and then just, yeah. So we're going to put that down there like that. Okay, and then we're going to have another one. And then the last one, where should we have this one? So do we want sort of a cluster, or do we want to have maybe over there? Well, let's put the clock down. Like that, okay. And then the rosebud. I wonder if there's any more of those roses. Oh, yep, one more. I mean, weirdly, I feel a bit strange about having 4. We'll just give it a try, and I'm just going to cut out maybe a bird and just try a bird on there. I'm not saying that the bird's going to really go. Yeah, I mean, the bird might look a bit strange, but should we give it a try? Like all these things, you just don't know until you try it. You know, you might try it and think, oh my goodness, that's awful. But, you know, who knows? You might just try it and think, oh my goodness, that looks amazing. So it's always worth giving it a go. Okay. Bit of inking on the flower. Okay. It's just nice to sometimes do some different tags. So, I mean, you know, just having sort of a variety in your stash. I mean, like, these would be quite nice, I don't know, if you had like a vertical belly band or anything, having a vertical tag, you know, i.e. a sideways on tag. Actually, this is a horizontal tag, isn't it? Yeah, horizontal. I was getting confused there. Yeah, a vertical belly band with a horizontal tag would be sort of quite nice, wouldn't it, to actually then have together. Right, let's just have a look. Oh, could have the flower there. Oh, that's rather nice, isn't it? So, right, this flower I'm going to put down with the wet glue so it sticks flatter. Okay, so we just press that one down like that, and then this bird I'll do with the hot glue so it's more sticky uppy, like that. Oops, like that. And then the roses, so yeah, we'll have this one here. So again, just going to hot glue this one down. And I know I've said all this loads of times, but I mean, I just really like to use the hot glue because it gives it a little bit of lift. So, you know, by not pressing it overly much to press, you know, pressing it down, it just gives it a little bit of, you know, lifted sort of dimension, which is really nice. There we go, like that. Okay, so, I mean, doesn't that look so gorgeous? I absolutely love it. And then, to be honest, we could do just a tab here. So, again, just taking in this same steampunk paper, thinking here, we just cut that down. And just fold this one. So we're just making a little tab here. That we could then, yeah, just put onto that end. So I'm just going to ink it inside, just so that when you see the inside, then it's not glaring white, and it just, you know, little details like that, that just makes it look a bit more finished off. So, like that. Okay. So yeah, that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? Now, I think what I'm going to do is just glue this here and here. Like that. And then you could always, you know, staple that or something like that if you wanted to. Because sometimes just things like a staple, it can add a little bit more detail or anything. Now, I'm just wondering whether we might want to have a little bit of lace along here. So just take a small piece, cut that down. Okay, and yep, trim that down here. A little bit of lace across there. How pretty does that look? Absolutely love it. Okay, and then just, yep, put this down here. Oh, come on, fabric tack. Oh, do you know, I can't really see whether it's coming out or not. I think it is. I think I was just, yeah, not really seeing what was going on. So, right, so we've got our fabric tack there. Just gluing that down. How pretty does that look? Okay, and then we'll just, I think, finish that off with a little bit of bling. So let's just take a little line of the black bling, which is always the classic one. Yeah, pop that there. So again, just, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry about my nails. If I have them done again, I'm going to ask my friend to cut them down. So they are way too long for me. Well, way too long for me to craft with. So occasionally I do see people craft with really long nails. I mean, oh, I don't know how they do that. There we go. Isn't that just so gorgeous? Absolutely love it. It's so pretty, isn't it? So, right, one down. Okay, we've got a few now to go. So let's pull in this one, just because this is, you know, slightly different shape. So just in case we run out of time, we've at least done, you know, a couple of different ones. So we will ink around here. Like that. Okay, again, ink around the back. Okie dokie. Right. Remember, we were using this, you know, sideways because it's got this text here. So, yep. Okie dokie. So that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Mustn't let that tag drag into the ink too much. Okay. So, I mean, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Now, again, just wondering whether we might be able to have a little bit of background, decorative background. Now, wondering whether I should try and cut this out. Oh, gosh, I'm going to just make a terrible job of this one now. Like I say, I mean, circles, yeah, not my favourite thing to cut. It's got to be said. In fact, far from it. My worst thing to cut. Okay. There we go. Right. Let's just take this. I mean, again, just trying this. We might not even decide to have, you know, any other paper on here, but I'm just going to see. So, yeah, let's ink this around. I mean, that's quite nice. Let me just check this out. Oh, gosh, I have made a very bad job of cutting this, I must say. Not good at all. Yeah, not a good job of cutting that at all. I mean, just having those extra layers, it does, you know, it does add something to it, doesn't it? It gives it another, you know, another sort of added interest layer, doesn't it? Which, you know, I think it did need. Just going to see. Oh gosh, no, that's not right at all. Let's try. I've got a few of these little flowers here. Not sure about that. So let's just have a look. Oh, I've got quite a lot of these lovely pink ones. Let's just take this one down. Like I say, I mean, these are large birdhouses, so these are normally, you know, these are 4 to a page that I've printed these. So They're normally way, way, way bigger than this. But yeah, I mean, they're quite nice to, you know, sometimes just do smaller things, even if I do find that a little bit too fiddly to cut. But yeah. So maybe we could have this label on here. Oh, loving how this looks already, actually. So yeah, let's put this down. Like that. Okay, so yep. Like that. And then this one, if we have that there. Now I'm just wondering whether we might want to have a bit of lace on there. So let me just try this. You know, maybe poking out here or something. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? Just love having lace anywhere, to be honest. Lace always looks good, doesn't it? So yeah, right, now we've got that like that. Now for this one, what I might do is just hot glue in the center and not then even glue it through those very delicate side bits. So, and I will show you why in a moment, because what I'm hoping is when we glue, oh, I could probably just glue like a couple of bits of the solid parts. But what I'm thinking is when I then put some other bits on, they will go through those gaps of the, you know, the intricate sort of fretwork type bits, and then it will be held down. Now, of course, I now can't see whether this is up the right way or the wrong way. Right, we're hoping for the best here. I could end up gluing this upside down. Let's hope I don't. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe I will. Oh, hope for the best. Hope for the best. Right. Oh, you're probably sat laughing at home thinking, oh, she's glued it upside down. Hey, I can't see, so I don't know whether I have or not. So I'm just going with the, you know, hope for the best approach, thinking, oh, well, hopefully it's up the right way. But yeah, you may well be at home laughing, thinking, nope, she hasn't. She's glued it upside down. Right, so that's the pink flower. Oh my gosh, how gorgeous is this looking? I mean, isn't it amazing the, you know, the difference that just a little tiny bit of detailing can do. So, oh, I don't need that bird because it's come off the edge. But yeah, let's take this butterfly. Oh gosh, this is very, very fiddly because it's very small now. But yeah, let's give that a try. Okay. Like that. Okay. So now, I don't know whether I want the butterfly on here or not, but I just thought we'd try it. Right, let's put the pink flower down because I absolutely love that. So, you know, that's covering up a lot of that writing anyway. So, to be honest, if it was upside down, you can't really see it too much now. Now, I had some other, there we go. I was going to say I had some other of the pink flowers. Oh my goodness, they are teeny to cut out. Honestly, I mean, you know, in the junk journal world, we have all different styles, don't we? And, you know, there's some people who predominantly make tiny journals. I can't remember the lady's name. It's not Chrissy Crosser. It was, oh gosh, what was the lady's name? She was the one who always had the bunny making an appearance in her journals. She always liked to do, well, I'm not saying always, but, you know, often she did very, very teeny little journals. I mean, like, really minuscule. How she did those, I don't know. I don't know whether she's still got a channel, actually. I haven't seen any videos from her for a while. But, yeah, I used to watch her really regularly. And I think she then took a bit of a break. I'm not sure whether she kind of has, you know, restarted or not. But anyway, yeah, she always used to do really tiny journals. And, oh my goodness, they were so, so intricate and fussy and, you know, wow, just like incredibly talented to be able to do such intricate work, you know, when it was so tiny. Right, so I'm thinking we could have this as the tab end. So what I might do is possibly try and cut one of these out. And by one of these, I just mean a circle. So it's the same shape. And then what I will do, so if I do it like this, actually, I'm going to do it like this. So it will be back to, hang on, no, that's not what I want to do, is it? I want to do it actually as it's going to go. So that hopefully I get it, you know, really spot on, so it will marry up. And the reason why I'm doing this is, well, two reasons really. Firstly, because obviously it was just unsightly white paper on the back if I was using this as a tab, which, you know, that's fine. I could have obviously inked it or coffee dyed it or anything else. But it also would have been quite flimsy. So by just, you know, cutting out another circle against it and making a little piece that's going to go like back to back, and therefore it will be a robust back instead of a flimsy. So what I might do, in fact, is I'm thinking, yeah, so I might just take my glue and just glue it down here. And just spread my glue right out like that. Like that. And then open those two bits like that. Okay, again, spread that bit of glue. And then that can just clamp around the tag like that. Oh my goodness. How gorgeous is that tag? I absolutely love, love, love how that looks. Isn't that just the most scrummy tag? Absolutely love it. So yeah, we've not even got any bling on here. I mean, oh, I'm not even sure that it needs bling, to be honest. Shall we try some? I mean, I really love how this tag looks. It's got to be said. Really, really, really love it. So I'm not even sure that we need any bling whatsoever, but we'll just try a little bit. So probably here. Yeah, do you know, I don't even think it needs any bling. Isn't it lovely? Absolutely love it. Right, let's do another one. Now, I'm not even sure whether we've got time to do very many more. So I will do this purple one, again, just so that we've got different colours, because otherwise they're all kind of looking the same. So for this one, should we use one of the, you know, more filled in frames? So I'm just going to ink around this, just going to ink over this because we didn't coffee dye this one. And then this book page, it's quite white looking, so I'm going to ink over the entire thing. So with the other ones, I just sort of gingerly inked around the edges, but for this, I'm going to ink the whole thing so as it takes on, you know, a much more aged vintage kind of appearance. And then what I will do is just go around the edge and ink up much more around the edge there, like that. Okay, and then just, yep, go around here. Yeah, I'm not sure how long I was filming for before I had to break to go and meet my mum and dad. So I think what happened, the doorbell rang and I went and answered the door, then my mum and dad phoned, and yeah, then went out for coffee. So yeah, it was all suddenly like, oh, you know, now I've braked, I'll now have to stop. So right, let's take this. Okay, like this. Now, I was going to put it over the frame, which I do quite like, The only thing is the frame is quite a bit thicker than this paper, and I'm wondering whether I might end up with quite a lumpy look. Does that matter? Yeah, I'm not sure whether it does or not really. I'm just wondering whether I might be able to have this like as a bit of a... Oh, that's really nice, isn't it? Right, okay, so what I'm going to do, again, oh gosh, more of this very delicate specialist gluing going on. So yeah, again, spreading this out with my finger. So apologies if this is very messy and, you know, doesn't look all that attractive. Right, now I've got a lot of glue on this side, so I'm just going to press it down onto the table just to sort of get rid of some of that glue. And then I'm going to put it down here like that. Okay. Mop out a lot of that glue like that. Okay. And then we're going to put this on here. So I might just move this over slightly. Okay, right. And then, yeah, let's put this down. So just a bit of wet glue. Now I'm trying to get it all over because, of course, we've got the two layers. We've got the book page and we've got the frame itself. So go around with the glue like that. All right. And oh my goodness, look at this. Right, so in there like that. Oh my goodness, I'm loving this tag already. Isn't that just gorgeous? Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Right, and then just going to take this and I'm going to put this over the frame. All right, so let's just glue this down. So, and I'm spreading this because where this is quite thin paper, sometimes what can happen if you don't really spread it when it's thin paper is you just can get sort of lines of glue showing. So if it's thin paper, I like to try and spread it a little bit sort of evenly if I can. And you know, you can't always do that, but if I can, I think that's helpful. Now, as it happens, this butterfly here is purpley colours, which of course I've got purples on here. Now, it's very, very, very teeny, so whether I can actually cut this out is a whole nother question. But, and I'm so sorry if you could just hear that groaning. It was just Bo, that's my doggy, for anyone who doesn't watch my channel. So she is beside me in her bed, and yeah, she just groans every now and then because she's asleep, and obviously every now and then I must just disturb her. And so then she's just, I think, letting me know, like, oh, be quiet, I'm sleeping here, can't you see I'm sleeping? So yeah, that's just her little way of telling me to be quiet, I think. Right, okay, not too bad, but what I'll do is just ink it up, and then, you know, we've disguised shoddy cutting there. So yeah, we can, oops, have the butterfly maybe like this, like that. And then shall we try maybe one or two of these pink flowers? I don't know how these will look. You know, they could look really great, they might look really rubbish. I mean, because I'm quite liking it, just, you know, in the two colours really, the browns and the, well, the browns and the ivory and the lilac, so I guess 3 colours. But yeah, so I don't know whether I actually want to go for a third, you know, third colour on here, but let's see. Because, I mean, the pink flowers did look super scrumptious on the last one, didn't they? Oh. Might have to go for the pink flowers. And this is what happens, you know, I try something and then invariably I'm going to love it. So, okay, oh my goodness, these are very, very tiny. Very, very tiny. Obviously, you know, because again, these were made for the large birdhouses. So on the kit as it comes, you know, you'd cut it out obviously or not, yeah, you print it out, obviously, just, you know, full size, and then you've just got the flowers are obviously a lot bigger than they are here. So yeah, they're very, very tiny here. Oh my goodness, come on. Right, let's just ink this. I mean, the inking just really is like a sort of cheats way of hiding, you know, when your cutting's not been too brilliant. It just disguises all of that. So yeah, it's a bit of a sort of what's the word? Essential ingredients. Essential ingredient. Oh, it's time I stop talking. No wonder the dog's groaning. She's probably like, oh my goodness, you are just waffling on and just making no sense. Be quiet. Right, now I'm just wondering whether I might be able to cut out one of these hot air balloons. I probably won't make a brilliant job of it, but let's give it a go, shall we? So yeah, let's just take one here. Oh, looks like it's going to be fiddly to cut out. Let's just give it a try. Oh my goodness. It's more fiddly than I thought. Oh my goodness. Okay, right. Okay, because I just thought, oh, we could like fill in a bit of background space, perhaps with a balloon. Yeah, that looks very pretty, doesn't it? Just because I felt like I had a lot of blank space over here, so I think just by, you know, having a little balloon there, it kind of just, yeah, fills in some of that space. So let's just put a pink flower down, and then we'll have this one here. Oops, got a bit of a blob of blue here, so let's try and get rid of that. Oh dear. Right, and then the butterfly. Like that. Now, do we want a pink over there with the hot air balloon or down here? Maybe there. Okay, and it just fills in a little bit more of that blank space as well, so that's all good too. Like that, okay. Oh, how lovely is this looking? Now, I'm just wondering whether I might be able to have a pink flower, not a pink flower, a pink postage stamp on here. I don't know. I mean, the pink's pretty good colour on here, but yeah. I mean, that's not too bad. What do we think? Just ink that up a bit. I mean, obviously it is a vintage postage stamp, but yeah, it was just looking quite bright, wasn't it, compared to everything else. So again, just glue that down with my wet glue. So underneath that butterfly leg, like that, press that down. Okay, oh, this is looking gorgeous, isn't it? I have to say, really, really pretty. Now I've got this purple velvet ribbon. Now, oh, got some buckle on the bottom of it. Oh my goodness, what do we think? What do we think? What do we think? Should we do that? Now, I was thinking like go for a velvet tab. Do we think then that would be too much? Too much of the velvet. So let's just have a look. I mean, that does look super pretty, doesn't it? Or do we like it more plain? I do like it like this. Now, I'm sure I actually had some of this in a paler lilac-y colour. Hang on a second, because I think it's on the back of my door. So let me just check it out. Because if I have, I'm thinking that might just be a better colour. Hold on. Oh, can't see it now. Oh, well, I don't know what happened with that then. Yeah. I'll probably spot it in a minute, no doubt, once I've actually glued this down. You know, it will suddenly make its presence known to me once I no longer need it. But yeah, so, well, based on that then, we'll go for this, I think. So, I mean, I don't dislike it. I just thought the sort of more pale mauvey colour would have been better. But anyway, I mean, I don't dislike this. So, yeah. Now, do we want the Diamante up at the top? Or do we want it down the bottom? I think I prefer it up at the top, actually. Strange, isn't it? How, you know, it can make such a difference. So, oh my goodness. Making this worse now. Just trying to straighten my ribbon out so as I haven't got the underside of the ribbon showing quite so much. Okay. Like that. Okie dokie. Right, so let's glue this down. And again, just hot glue this straight down like that. Like that. Okie dokie. And then we can just snip that ribbon off. Like that. And like that. Oh my gosh, doesn't that just look like such a scrumptious tag? Oh, each one I've done I've liked better than the previous one. And yeah, absolutely love, love, love this one, it's got to be said. Right, now, do we want to have the ribbon as the tab? Or do we think that's too, you know, too much purple now? And if we do have it, I've got these pink flowers. Do we think this is like tipping us over the edge with the pink? Oh, I mean, now I'm thinking, oh, you know, let's just go all out and have it everywhere. So, right, now I've made this quite big because I've got some hot glue stuck on there. So I'm going to get rid of that, you know, cut that off or have it certainly hidden over the other side. So put that like that. And then, yeah, it's going to be hidden over the other side. But unfortunately, can't get rid of it. So like that. And then we just pop a bit of hot glue on there. Obviously, you could stitch this. You know, if you're putting like a ribbon tab or anything, you could have just, you know, run this under your sewing machine and put a stitch across. But, you know, this works perfectly fine too. So, you know, any of the above kind of would go fine or would work fine. So we've got that. And then let's just check. See, now I've got carried away because I'm like, oh, should we just put these flowers on? And then I think, oh, well, if I've got one, I need to have more because otherwise it looks weird just having one. So then before I know it, I've got them sort of stuck all over here. But I mean, that does look pretty, doesn't it? Yeah, let's just do that, shall we? Okay, and then this. Across there, like that. Oh my goodness, doesn't that tag look so scrumptious? So, and I do realise not everybody likes colour as much as I do, and you maybe thought it was just a step too far, even with the bright pink. Now I have the bright pink and I have the bright purple, you know, and I do realise that's not everybody's cup of tea, but I just, oh, absolutely love it, and I just can't ever stop myself. So, we have made 3. So we've got 3 horizontal tags using the same elements, i.e. the book page, you know, image, and then the frames. But I think each tag looks very, very different from the last one. So even though they're all horizontal, sideways on tags, and they are using the same elements, we've got 3 pretty different looks, haven't we there? So, yeah, I hope you like them. And hopefully you feel inspired to make some of your own. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.